Let's know where you are watching from. So tell us your name and your location. Your name and your location. Let's know where you are watching from. So kindly tell us your name and your location. Real estate gist with modesty. Let us know your name and your location. I remain your favorite rector, Emeke Modesty Obiazekwo, committed to building homes and sustainable real estate investment. So when it comes to getting real estate investment, when it comes to building wealth through real estate, you know that the major connect that you should be looking at working with is Mr. Modesty or Emeke Modesty. All right, Mr. Emeke Modesty from Modesty Real Estate. So you're welcome to Real Estate Gist with Modesty. Check your phone. Real Estate Gist with Modesty. You're welcome. So let's know where you are watching from. Let's know where you are watching from with your name and your location. Your name and your location. We have just 1 minute to get started for today's gist. We'll be looking at how to identify genuine lands. How to identify genuine lands. That's what I've been looking at since this month, and we're going to continue it today. So a lot is going to be taught today. How to identify genuine lands. Obviously, you don't want to use your money to buy trouble. You don't want to use your money to buy what will be lost. So stay tuned in this video as I show you key things that you must do before buying a property as it concerns identifying genuine lands. You know, the major risk in real estate is buying lands that are not genuine, or lands that are not genuine. Basically, that is major risk. You are already knowing that land is a permanent asset in the sense that it's not it cannot be destroyed. It cannot be destroyed. It's not like car, phones, and all of that. No. The major risk involved when it comes to real estate investment, especially land, is when it is buying lands that are not genuine. So watching this video is going to save you from this risk. As we usually say at Modesty Real Estate, we assure you of real estate investment with zero risk. Zero risk, zero effort. That's what we assure you. Real estate investment with zero risk, zero effort, in the sense that we do all the work and you get the profit or the turnover. So we do all the work, you get the profit. So welcome to Real Estate Gist with Modesty. Real Estate Gist with Modesty. Real Estate Gist with Modesty. Welcome to Real Estate Gist with Modesty. How do we identify genuine lands? How to identify genuine lands. So how do we know if a land is genuine or not? How do you identify genuine lands? And the things I'm going to be looking at today are things that will save you from a lot if you pay attention to it. All right? It will save you a lot. It will save you a lot if you pay attention to it. How do you identify genuine lands? In the last episode of Real Estate Gist with Modesty, we looked at the place of land documents. Then we look at the place of if the seller has the rights to sell. What is called rights to sell. If the seller has the right to sell, does he have the rights to sell? So we looked at that. Then we looked at land documents. You can visit our YouTube channel to watch the last episode of this in case you missed it. All right. So today we are going to be looking at land search. What is called land search. So I'm going to show you the different land searches and how to go about it. All right. So one way to identify genuine lands is what is called land search. All right. Land search. Land search. Remember, one of the things I emphasized last week is that you don't buy land out of sentiment. You don't buy land out of emotion. You don't buy land because it's your brother, your friend that is selling it. No. You must do a proper search before buying a land or a landed property. So what are the different kinds of land searches that we should do, and how do we go about it? So I'm just going to run through 5 major land search that you should get involved in before buying a land or a landed property to avoid issues, to avoid land wahala, right? The first one is what is called land registry. Before buying a land, you must check your land in land registry. So if a land has a registered title, like a certificate of occupancy or registered conveyance or registered crown grant, any document that is registered with the Ministry of Land, so you are expected to go to the land registry and do a search All right. Now, this search is very, very important because it's going to save you from a lot. It's going to save you from buying expenses. You know, for instance, if you buy a land with C of O, that land, the owner is expected to be paying what is called land grant every year. All right. Expected to be paying land grant to the government every year. Now, if you buy a land with C of O and you didn't go to land registry to do a search, you know you're gonna, and the person has not been paying for the land for 30 years, 40 years, you'll not be paying the grant. You're going to buy it with the expenses. All right? That means you are buying it and you will have to pay it as the current owner. So it's very important, not just knowing the genuine land, so that you check the fields on the land. So land registry, you are expected to go to land registry and check a land before buying. Right? That is one major way to know if a land is genuine. All right? You know, people can have fake certificate of occupancy, fake land documents that they will give you and say it belongs to that land. So how do you know that that document is fake or real? So you take the document to land registry and do a search. All right, you are going to pull out the record, because in the land registry there is a proper record of all land transactions that have been properly documented with the Ministry of Land. All right, so that is the general way to check. You go to Ministry of Land and check. Then the next place you should check is the Surveyor General's office. So if the land does not have a registered title like a C of O or a governor's consent, it should have a survey, a registered survey. Now, for a registered survey, it is usually registered in the Surveyor General's office, which spelled out the location, the size of the land. It spelled out the location and the size of the land. All right. So with a registered survey, you can go to the Ministry of Land and actually check your land before buying. You get to see if the name in the survey is the same name as what is presented to you or registered in the Ministry of Land. For instance, okay, what if it's not the same name? Is there a means of transaction? Is there a transfer of ownership? Okay, I had a meeting with some clients, a client and a seller, as a realtor or a middleman recently, and in the meeting we saw that the registered survey, the name was not in the seller's name. Even the approved building plan is not in the seller's name. So we have to demand for the agreement that specifically spell out how the ownership was transferred from the person whose name is in the registered survey to the current owner. All right, even if that we saw that, of course, that moved from like 3 persons, all has not changed their registered survey. So we were able to see the agreement from the first to the second to the third, as that is the only way to prove that the person, the current owner, is the owner of the property. So if somebody is issuing you a property and is giving you a registered survey and it's not the person's name that is there, that means the person does not have the right to sell, and it doesn't have any valid land title like a deed of assignment, deed of transfer, that transfers the ownership from the person whose name is in the registered survey to him. He does not have the right to sell. I explained this last week in the last episode, what you mean by rights to sell. So before buying a land, you are expected to do a search in the Surveyor General's office, where you get to know the details of the land, right? You get to know the details of the land, residential, commercial, industrial, agricultural, the details of the land. You know, there are lands that are reserved for commercial and industrial uses only. If you build a residential house in such a place, the house can be demolished. You know, all of these things is what you get to find out in the Surveyor General's office. So before buying a land or a landed property, you are expected to do a search in the Surveyor General's office and find out whether the land is residential and commercial, and whether the land is duly registered, and most importantly, whether the land is free from acquisition or not. Like yesterday, there's a particular estate that we've refused to market for some weeks now, since the estate was launched, because we've not gotten the coordinates, we've not gotten the survey to check whether it's free from acquisition. So we recently got the survey this week. We have to go to the Ministry of Land to check it, because as a rule, we don't sell any property that would not investigate it. We don't sell any landed property that we've not done due diligence on. All right, we have to ensure that we investigate the land and the landed property, and we have to ensure that we do all these searches. And one of the things you enjoy in buying from a realtor, a trained, registered realtor like Mr. Modesty and his team in Modesty Real Estate, all right? Because we do all this work for you, we do all the search for you. All you need is your money. As we usually say, if we cannot buy it, we cannot sell it. That means a land that is not good enough for me as the CEO of Modesty Real Estate is not good enough for my client, and that is the rule, that is the standard. And over the years, we've maintained this standard, and it has saved us from a lot of troubles. We've rejected several land offers that would have given us some things, but when we look at the fact that it's not qualified to our standard from our verification, we don't say that. So one way to know genuine land is to check from the Surveyor General's office. You get through the registered survey whether the land is free from acquisition or not, whether it's committed or not. What is acquisition? Okay, in layman's language, whether it's government land. You know, I don't know if you've heard of that word before. What is called government land. Government land. They say that land belongs to government. Government will come for her. Like in Ibadan currently, a lot of buildings, a lot of lands, a lot of houses has been lost due to the current circular road that is being constructed in the city of Ibadan. That is going to connect Oyo, Osun State, and even Kwara together, different western states together. So it's a major project being constructed in Ibadan. So I've had several persons that have lost their houses and their buildings to this. Why? Because they didn't do a proper search when they were buying the land. So when government kept saying they're going to do it, it looked like it's not going to happen. So they bought such properties and they didn't check that the government is committed or not. What do you mean by committed? That means, let me use pidgin to say this, permit me. That means government don't talk and say they want use and do something. Like that road I was talking about, government don't talk and say they go use and do road later. You say, when government go come, you now went ahead and bought the land without proper investigation. You're going to lose your money. Even last week, I was speaking to someone that told me that he lost 2 plots of land in Ibadan to the current circular road because he bought the land without investigation. So you see that this thing is real. It's not fake. It's not story. You don't want to lose your money. You have to do land search. You have to do land search in the Surveyor General's office. You have to ensure that the land is not committed. You don't have to ensure that the land, if it's committed, that means, okay, or if it was committed, it has been excised. That means government has said, I'm no more interested in it. Right? I'm no more interested in it. You have to ensure that. You have to ensure that it's a land that you can buy and use. You know, every day people accuse the government, saying, government, they wicked, or they can't destroy our house, they can't destroy our building, they can't destroy my mama's house. Many of those things can be avoided if only they just did, before buying the property, what I'm explaining now. If only they took the registered survey to the Surveyor General's office and find out whether the land is committed or not. All right. So one major place you do your land search is in Surveyor General's office. Remember, we are looking at how to identify genuine lands, and emphasis today is what is called land search. Is what is called what? Land search. So let me know if you are watching. Comment, share. Let people know what's happening. You're going to save them a lot of money by sharing this video with them. You don't know who you're going to save. So be the savior of your brother and your sister by sharing this video with them. Let them know how much they stand to lose by when they don't watch this video, because they stand to lose a lot buying properties without doing proper search. All right. So one other place you are expected to do a search is the probate registry. What is called the probate registry. Now, if the owner of a property is dead, he is expected to have a will, and that will is properly documented in the segment of the law that is of the court that is called probate registry. The probate section is the part of the court that documents the owner or the owners of property, that someone that is deceased, the person's will, assent, and all of that. So that's where you get all the details. Now, if the person has no will, you have to get what is called letter of administration. The owner of the property is dead. He doesn't have a will. You have to get a letter of administration from the court that we assist in selling the property. All of this is done in the probate registry. All right, so you do a search. You say this land belongs to my great grandfather. My great grandfather is dead. The first question is, does it have a will? What is the evidence that it was given to your father among your great grandfather's children? Say there is no will. Okay, how do we get a letter of administration to prove that? You say, no, trust me, anything I tell you is sure. My brother, my sister, my investor. There is nothing like trust me in land investment. Knowing fully well that it's not a matter of trust me, trust you, because this land certainly will outlive you. If you trust the person selling to you, what happened to your children? What evidence will your children have as where the land is coming from? What if the children of the seller, let's even forget the children of the seller comes up tomorrow and say their grandfather didn't sell it to your children. So what proof, what evidence? So this thing is beyond trust. It's a matter of evidence, right? So don't just have a talk without evidence. You need to have evidence. And in land business, everything is about evidence. Knowing fully well that why are we doing all of this? You don't want to be involved in land wahala. You don't want to use your money to buy a land and land yourself in jail. You know you can buy a land and you will be jailed for buying the land because you bought a land that is not genuine. You can buy a land and lose your hard-earned money. You don't want all of this to happen, so you must do what is called a probate search. Then also, next is that the fourth one, you must do a court registry. You must do a search in the court registry. Now, if the property has been under investigation before, what is called investigation? Court wahala don't enter around before. You see some properties, you say under investigation. You saw it before, or you heard anything at all about legal dispute relating to the property. What you are expected to do is to search the court registry. All right? There must be a proper search in the court registry whereby you have the court judgment showing that the current owner of the property is the owner. Two persons are fighting. Okay, let me give an instance. Mr. A was fighting with Mr. B on a particular land, right? Let's assume Mr. B is an intruder who doesn't own the land. Or anybody may be the intruder who doesn't own the land. Okay? And now, Mr. A has won the case. So, in the court where it was ruled, there must be what is called the court judgment. And this is part of the land document. So, when Mr. A finally wants to transfer that property to another person, either as a gift or he wants to sell it, he must provide the court judgment stating that the land actually belongs to him. So when it comes to doing a property search, part of your search includes doing a search in the court registry. Especially if a suspicion, if something has been suspected before, if there has been any form of suspicion on the property. So don't just buy a property that your brother told you, your sister told you that, we have won the case, so now we can sell it. No. You have to go to the court and find out. So you see that it's a lot of work, right? So buying land is beyond, it's actually far beyond what you know. It's beyond pay money, sign agreement. No. Pay money, collect receipts. No. There are searches that must be done before buying a property, right? There are searches that what? Must be done before buying a property. There are searches that must be done before buying what? A property. So I've spoken about the land registry, the surveyor general's office, the probate registry, and the court registry. So finally, this is like the most important search. In fact, if you do every other one and you don't do this, you can lose your money. If you do every other search and you don't do this, you can lose your money. If you do every other search and you fail to do this, you can buy a land that is not genuine, because a survey can be forged, unfortunately. A registered title can be forged, unfortunately. But this, in many ways, cannot be forged. Because I've had a person ask me questions like, what if this land, na community get am? They never do paper at all. You not get survey. You not get permission to speak pidgin. It doesn't have survey. It doesn't have CFO, it doesn't have any document at all. How do I find out? How do I do a search on the land? It is through what I call social search. Social search. Social search is a situation whereby you go to the society or the community where the land is located and ask questions about the land. So how do you do a social search? You want to buy a property, a land or a landed property, you have to return to the property, you have to ask questions about the land. Who is the owner of the land? Where you got it from? You know, you can trace from the first owner of the land. All right? And it's very easy to do social search. You know, the gift of a man maketh way for him. I usually say this. One way to do social search, I mean, as relevant as bike men, just come to an area, just tip some bike men, just give them some money, ask them questions. They will tell you everything about the land. It's just spend a token. Just spend a token. That token can save your life, can save your money. Because social search is very important. So you go to the community, go to the ballet if possible, go to the key persons, go to the person sharing boundary with the owner, the current owner. Just ask questions about the land. Ask questions about the land, because everything can be checked. If this is not checked, then you can miss it all. So one way to identify genuine lands is through social search, where you have to go back to the society, go back to the community, and ask questions about the land. So remember, you don't want to buy land and end up in trouble. You don't want to lose your hard-earned money. And I can assure you, there is something called zero risk in real estate investment. If you know the right thing to do and you do it, you're not going to lose your money. All right? So in this video, I've shared with you key searches that you should do as a concerned real estate, on how to avoid genuine lands. Emphasis on searches. How that you can do a land registry, do a search in land registry, do a search in the surveillance office, do your search in the court registry, probate registry, and social search. All right? If you do all of this, then you are convinced that the land is real and genuine. You can go ahead. Say, sir, how do I do all of this? I know nobody in the place I'm buying the land, or I don't have time. I'm very busy. Or funny enough, I'm not in Nigeria. I want to invest. Oh, I love dealing with people that are in diaspora, because many times, over time, many of them are quite skeptical about real estate investment in Nigeria because of experiences, because of loved ones, because of losing money and being duped and all of that. It's very, very easy and safe. When it comes to investing in real estate and you don't have time to do all of these searches, then you definitely have to use an expert. And when you think of using an expert, think of using Mr. Modesty. The same way when your car is having issues, I usually give this example. You don't just take spanner and screwdriver and start losing. The same way you don't just drive to Ministry of Land and just start asking questions. You have to use an expert. So with us at Modesty Real Estate, with our team and our lawyers and the team that we have, you definitely are covered. You are covered. So we do all the search for you. We do all the investigations for you. And all you need to actually acquire a land from us is your money. Because we can give you 100% trust on anything that we are putting out there. So you don't have to worry about doing a land search as long as you are buying from Modesty Real Estate. You don't have to worry about going to the court registry. You don't have to worry about going to the Ministry of Land. You don't have to worry about going to the surveillance office. We do all of that. And many times we even take the bill. Just like the example I gave you in verifying an estate. Of course, we have to pay for each of those verifications. When we go to the Ministry of Land, we pay for it. Why? Because for us, we don't just sell lands, we sell peace of mind. So peace of mind is important to us in land transaction. We can as well tell our client that you can buy this property and stay away for 50 years, and you're not thinking that somebody out there is coming to take your land from anywhere, because we did our due diligence. So if you're watching this video right now, you're thinking of doing your first real estate investment or next real estate investment, reach out to us. Let's help you. You say, but I don't have money. I really love real estate. I want to invest. We have an offer for you with that money. Say, my income is very high. I have a lot of money. I'm scared of putting millions in real estate. What if I lose the money? We have something for you that we can give you 100% guarantee on, right? So you don't have to worry. about risk. You don't have to worry about efforts. Our goal, our aim is to offer real estate investment with zero risk and zero effort. Real estate investment with zero risk and zero effort. That's why we try as much as possible to make the process swift for our clients. So you have nothing to worry about the effort, about risk, because you are dealing with experts. Thank you once again for watching. If you have questions, do it to ask, right? I hope you've learned something. Let's know what you learned. How to identify genuine land searches. So ask. Let's know what you learned in the comment section. If you have any question, do it to ask. Kindly ask if you have any question, right? So this is Real Estate Gist with Modesty. Real Estate Gist with Modesty. Real Estate Gist with Modesty. All right. So don't forget what I've looked at today, how to identify genuine lands. I've given you several ways to do that. Last episode, we looked at land document and what? And right of ownership. Land document and right of ownership. Then today, we are looking at land search. So, I will look at different searches that you should do as it concerns identifying genuine lands. So if you are watching this video, throw us in the comment section if you have any question. All right, you can ask your question. You can share this video, and we are here to assist you. We are here to help you. We are here to answer your questions. Remember, this is a gist, this is a dialogue. We are here to attend to you, right? We are here to attend to you. So if you have any question, do it to ask. Remember, I remain your favorite writer, Mr. Emeke Modesty Obiazikwo, the CEO of Modesty Real Estate, where we are committed to building homes and sustainable real estate investment through real estate. All right? Sustainable investment through real estate. So that's what we do. All we do is that we build sustainable investment through real estate. We build sustainable investment through real estate. We build sustainable investment through real estate. All right. Thank you for watching once again. Don't forget, when you think of the right way to build wealth, think of real estate. And when you think of real estate without risk and any effort, think of Mr. Modesty and his team at Modesty Real Estate Ltd. I remain your favorite writer, Emeke Modesty Obiazikwo. Thank you once again for watching. All right. Thank you.